Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. We're going to start from tapping into your energy. So this is your collective. Although if you watch me regularly, you know that I color code my collectives. But things can always change and shift. We take choices every day. So what I want to do is I want to pull 3 tarot cards for your overall ruling energy. And then we're going to do some oracle, what's going on. And then we'll see, what is it that you need today? What is it that you need today? Yeah. All right, we have 4, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we have 10 of Cups, we have 10 of Swords, Justice, and 5 of Wands. Okay, so what I'm hearing for this, the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, what I'm hearing for this collective is you're definitely in some sort of a changing point in your life. There's some sort of a cycle being closed. You are wanting to find some sort of a balance in life. I am hearing karma, right? So maybe you even to yourself, sometimes it's subconsciously, sometimes we're aware of things, right? So maybe you to yourself are thinking like, what else do I have to pay out? What else do I have to learn to finally start tapping into my good life, my happy life? But unfortunately, and I always say this to you guys, on true journey of spirituality, we really have to redefine what does the good life mean? Because the good life that most people think that is a good life, it's what the society and the programming tells us that it's a good life. As long as we have not really that, to be honest. We should be grateful for everything, right? Our health, the roof over our head, the food on our plate. But other than that, as long as we're aligned, as long as we fulfill what our soul wanted to fulfill in this lifetime, and sometimes it is pain and struggle, we are aligned and we are fulfilling our mission. It's a side note that I feel guided to say to you, but I feel this collective, there is some sort of a pain within you that you're feeling. Some sort of feelings that are heavy on your heart, that are causing a bit of an internal struggle, that are causing a bit of a self-reflection as well. I'm hearing a little bit of, I am hearing that negotiation. So maybe you recently lost something. I'm not hearing like a serious grievance. I'm hearing more like maybe you lost a relationship, maybe you broke up with someone, maybe your dreams and things that you were hoping for were recently lost, and you're in this moment and having to reinvent yourself. And you are in a bit of that internal debate with yourself. Why do I have to start over? Why everything was lost? Maybe that's the reason why you are suspecting, thinking, feeling that there's some sort of a karma to be clear out. I feel like you would also think, what does this happiness mean? As the reason I've mentioned this, but I'm also sensing it in your energy. Like maybe I am hearing as well that you may be someone that you wanted family, you wanted to start a family. Maybe you were in a relationship with someone that you were hoping that this person was your forever person, that you're going to start a family, that you're going to start your happy ever after, and that thing was unfortunately lost. You had to close that, and you are in process of grieving. You are in process of figuring this out for yourself. I feel like there's like the two sides of the situation. Like on one side, this collective, you would want to make sense of it. You would want to believe that if it happened, it was for a reason. It's that karma, because the karmic wheel brings challenges, but it brings good things as well. And oftentimes we feel like we're in this moment when we're losing everything, when things are not going the way we want to. And when we look back after years, we're like, woof, thank God that happened, right? And I feel you're not there yet, obviously, that collective, but I feel you're hoping this is how it's going to end up. I feel you're hoping that this ending, that it's causing a lot of pain within you, that it's taken away your dreams and your hopes for future, that it is happening for a reason, that there is something better for you in future. All right, I said 4, so let's not do any more for now. Let's do, let's tap in what's actually going on. Someone else. I immediately heard with that one that maybe you were left by your partner. I'm hearing that there is definitely someone else in the situation, but it's either that your partner, that partner that you were hoping to build life with, they either left you for someone else and they said to you, I fell for someone else and I don't want to continue our relationship, or they didn't say it to you up front and out loud, but as you broke up, you found out that they are already seeing someone else, and that's making you feel that, I mean, I don't want to be, that's what I'm hearing, right? But maybe that's your way of thinking right now, that's your thinking pattern, but it's confirmation because I'm blocking. Who breaks up? Okay, even if you already know that it's not going to work out, confirmation that you have to break it up with this person. Who breaks up and meets someone the next day? I mean, 1 in a million chances that that's actually serendipitously gonna happen. Usually if next week or next month even they're seeing someone, it's because this person was in their orbit. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe that's what you're thinking as well and suspecting. Sorry. Yes, luck is on your side. Luck is on your side. I feel that you feel that deep down, this collective. You're wise. You know that everything happens for a reason. Universe doesn't take away from us what is truly ours. Sometimes in very specific individual cases, certain things may be taken away from us temporarily because there are shifts, changes that need to happen until we can return to this person or return to that stage of life, that thing in life that was taken away. But if something is taken away permanently, right? It's never because of the cruelty of life. It's never because of the cruelty of destiny or because someone stole. No one can steal anyone from us. We cannot miss our true chances on our destined path. We can resist for a very long time. We can, right? And things happen. I always say this to you guys, we have free will, but I feel this collective universe wants you to believe that. It's your confirmation because you've been feeling that. You've been feeling that. It's like you feel you are in pain. Something has been taken away. But we're going to tap into that a little bit more. But if you are really, think about what you're truly grieving. Because I feel like, yes, we've fell for people, even if they're karmic relationships and harsh lessons. And love is love and love is real and love is true. And losing that love is always painful for the heart. But oftentimes, I'm looking at this first card of yours. If you are thinking that maybe you were hoping for a future of this person, to have a family, to have children, to start something together, perhaps it's that dream that you're grieving more than the actual person. Surely on some level it's the person because we attach ourselves to people, right? And as we form connections and we're vulnerable, we're open our heart, there's always some sort of a link, energetic link towards that other person. But what is it that you're really grieving? But that yes is your confirmation that yes, you're right. Deep down in your heart, you know that the pain will disappear, that the pain will fade away, that you will deal with the pain, and the belief that you have deep down, this is a confirmation. Yes, it happened for a reason. It had to happen. It had to happen. I'm even hearing this wasn't your person. I'm hearing as well that you are comparing yourself to that other person. Don't do that. You guys know that I always say that comparison is a thing of this matrix, is a thing of the conditioning. We're very unique individual sovereign beings, right? And we all have something to offer to this world, and comparing ourselves. And when I work with people, you know, who go through breakup, and I talk to especially ladies, because ladies are more prone to like talk about these things, to come on sessions to work on themselves. It's easier for us. It's our nature, right, to work through these things and then lead our masculines oftentimes they sort of compare. If they find themselves in a situation that they were in a relationship and they broke it off, and that ex-partner relatively quickly finds someone new, which is always painful for our human ego if it happens fast, because we sort of want to believe that if it was important, it requires a period of grieving. But in reality, you guys, the period of grieving that someone gives to themselves, right, after breaking up with someone, after releasing a relationship, it's not dependent on whether you love this person or not strongly. It's dependent on your maturity. People who are mature, who are ready for some sort of a shift, for some sort of a growth, for some sort of an expansion or even spiritual awakening, they understand that after breaking up a relationship, I always say this, minimum, from a moment of the seal the deal, right? But the moment of we're not living together, we're not speaking, the divorce is signed, we have nothing to do with each other. If you weren't married, all the things were closed, minimum 1 year. Obviously, we're talking about serious relationships here. If you've been dating someone for like 2 months, you don't have to have that year of, right? But it should be minimum 1 year. And if it was really long-term relationship, marriage or partnership, you were living together, planning the future together, right? Like sharing literally your lives, I would say that it even more, to figure out yourself, to close that pain, to, right? And so whether a person takes that time, it has nothing to do how much they loved you and how much they cared for you. How long someone suffers, it has nothing to do with that as well, because the more mature we are and the more self-aware we are, the easier we have the capability to deal with more ease with that pain, right? We make it make sense. But it's the maturity of a person. People who jump in a relationship, like they literally broke it off with someone, or they're already seeing someone the day they're like going to sign their divorce. They're not mature people. Soul level, spiritual level, they're not mature people. They're people who have some sort of a codependency and a shadow within, that subconsciously they feel like they're not equally of worth if they're not seeing someone. It's like that external person has to confirm to them that you have worth because someone loves you, someone wants you, someone texts you in the morning, right? So if you are thinking that the fact that this person jumped into that relationship, it doesn't mean that they didn't love you. It doesn't mean, it only means that they're not mature, that they didn't have the maturity to do this properly, to honor a relationship that one day in the past had to be happy, because otherwise you wouldn't start this relationship. To honor your relationship, to honor this karmic experience, to honor your contract, to clear it out, to close it out. So it shows that they don't have that maturity. And going back to that comparison, really don't do that. Don't do that. I find that there's a different, pain that comes with some ladies. They really take it like as an offense if that new woman is completely different, right? Because like the different looks, different character, different, right? And so then you start to think like, what was he doing? what was he doing with me? And if she has some sort of a similarities, then you start to compare, well, maybe she's similar, but she's just like this improved. Don't do that. Don't do that, especially that we usually compare what's seen to the outside observer to the eye. You don't know the core of this person, the frequency of this person, and in the end it doesn't matter. Again, I'm going to say this to you again, no one can take away someone who is truly meant for you. No one. And no, I teach this to all my ladies. Fighting, you know that I'm a goddess of love, I'm a reader of love, I love love, and I say that love is worth fighting for. But when we say love is worth fighting for, it means that when we love someone truly, I'm getting emotional, it's worth to fight with our shadows, with our fears, with our avoidance, with our anxiety, with things that make us incapable of forming a strong, true, beautiful relationship. Fight for that love against all odds, against conditioning, against maybe, you know, people in your family and your friends that are saying to you that it's not going to work out, against that. But never against another person, never against another woman. If a man is in a moment that, you know, I have to make a choice, choose her. Always say this, choose her. If you are thinking between me and someone else, choose someone else. Because true divine masculine, if he stands in front of his divine feminine, he knows. He needs no moment to think, to consider. If there's anything blocking him, it's going to be what I mentioned. So those shadows, maybe fear of commitment, you know, we all carry some sort of a baggage. But if it's between you and another person, choose this other person. So I feel like with this yes, if you've saved yourself, universe, perhaps it was meant to be. They sent this person. Maybe you yourself, you would have never broke it off with this person. All right, let's move on. We have pregnancy. You guys know that I ramble. We have pregnancy. To be honest, it may be, you know, that with this card, there's always a possibility. We're going to clarify with more cards, but there's always a possibility, especially that it fell on that confusion of yours, that reflection of yours, that maybe you have to confront your expectations. It's more of an expectation. Maybe you were hoping for that family, especially that we were mentioning that you wanted family, you wanted pregnancy. Maybe you even started some sort of a conversations, right? Whether you would want to ever in future have children, how it would look like. But it may be that this other person is expecting. Sorry. Let's go on and let's see what comes to me. In collectives, there's sometimes, you know, because it may be a bit different for... We have spy. Someone has their eyes on you. I'm feeling more, to be honest, that this person, both the new person, that's someone else, and both your ex-partner, they're still in your energy, which is not a good thing. This is why I always say to you guys... Okay. We're going to talk about that period of recovery, why it's so important energetically. Okay, we have honeymoon. That's on top of that, that's someone else. What I was hearing with this is that maybe you were in a situation, okay, where you were seeing someone, you were in a relationship with someone that was already serious, so you were like partners to each other, right? You were planning future together. Maybe you thought that this would be your forever happy ever after, that you would one day have a true family commitment, maybe marriage, maybe children, whatever is it that you dream of. That thing that most people, right, is the real deal. That's what I'm waiting for, that also society tells us that we should do. And we should have. So maybe you were hoping for that with that person, and maybe you had moments, especially in, it's coming to my mind, especially in recent, whether that's months or even years, where you were trying to talk this person into maybe higher level of commitment, maybe moving in together if you weren't living together, any more confirmation. And they will constantly say to you that no, that, you know, that I have fear of commitment, that, or maybe they didn't say it out loud, but it's like, I'm not ready to commit just yet. Or maybe there was, because we have that gold digger, maybe there was also conversation about money, that we have to save some money first, that it's not so easy, that financially it doesn't make sense, right? And then suddenly you broke it off, and next month they're with this next person, already planning babies, marriage, traveling maybe together, maybe like posting a lot of photos. We have that spy as well, so maybe you're still following them on social media, you're seeing some content that they're putting up. Again, you guys, it shows lack of maturity. It shows, yes, we all have a right to be happy. We all have a right to share that happiness if we want to. But if someone is literally breaking up with you, and within, I would say that if they don't even give it at least 4 months of that official reflection and grievance, but they're already like with someone else, traveling, posting, they immature and they disrespectful. But it is not for us to judge their journey. And I always say this to you guys, we will not know what karmic contracts they have, what is the reasoning behind their behavior, what shadows. It is none of our business. We focus on ourselves, on our own healing. It's without judgment and without, without overthinking that. You have to acknowledge that it wasn't you. It's never us, in the sense that when someone leaves us, abandons us, breaks up with us, it's not us in the sense that there's something wrong with us. We may not be compatible for each other. It may be the best thing. And I keep hearing this. One day, I promise you, if this reading really resonates, save it. I think it's going to happen relatively fast. One day you're going to be grateful. One day you're going to understand, if you just put a little bit of effort into properly closing this. This is what I also wanted to tell you guys, that when we break up with someone, right? The reason I say that it requires maturity of the soul and spiritual maturity and personal maturity, some people don't use spiritual terms, but subconsciously they understand. And I have to close it properly. It's this closure. The card even says, I just looked at it, it says closure. I need this proper closure. Why? Because if you really in the future want something real, something true, soul connection, soulmate connection, if you are entering a new relationship with someone, hoping for something beautiful, and you haven't yet properly closed your past relationship, right? So energetically, you're still connected through cords to your ex-partner, because when we are in a relationship, when we're connecting to someone, spending time with them, sleeping with them, loving them, having feelings towards them, we create energetic cords. And these cords don't break with a breakup. They don't break within a month. So if we're still energetically connected to the ex-partner, or you're connected to your ex-partners energetically, so this person is now connected to both of you. So when you choose to connect to a new person, I guarantee you it will not go well. There's something within a karmic order and karmic wheel that will have to be paid out. And remember, the closure is on our end, right? So we have to close it properly. Whether the other person closes it or not, again, it's none of our business. But in order to truly close a karmic contract with someone, we have to grieve. We have to understand, feel, and release our emotions. We have to learn the lesson, right? And energetically, we have to close it through acceptance and forgiveness. So if you still have any emotions towards your ex that are not neutral, whether you love them, you miss them, or you hate them, or you resent them, whether you're still constantly thinking about them, whether you're spying on them, whether you're comparing yourself to your new partner, whether you're comparing, you're energetically linked to this person. And until you properly close this, you will never, because think about this. If there is someone out there that is amazing, we're always divinely protected from things that could harm us and are not meant to be our karmic lessons, right? So if there is a soulmate out there for you, true relationship, beautiful relationship, right? They're going to be divinely protected. They're going to be not allowed near you until you close your past and until you're ready. So whoever is going to be allowed near you is someone that you're going to be their lesson as well, right? And yes, I know that because people sometimes come to me and the one in a million kind of an examples is sometimes you break up with someone and you meet your soulmate. Sometimes it's meant to be. For some people who go through really harsh karmic relationship, there is a soulmate that is meant to take you out of that, give you a little bit of this, especially when there's been a lot of, pain and years of abuse. Sometimes it happens. But again, it also happens for people who are not mature, spiritually not mature, because their soul wouldn't have the capacity to understand everything that I'm saying. But if you're still here, it means that you have that capacity. Let's do two more. Pets. We have all the one more. Challenges and confession. Challenges and confession. There are a few things coming to my mind. We have a lot of cards that are linked to that commitment and that family building, right? We have honeymoon, we have pets, we have pregnancy. So maybe, and with that confession, someone's telling you something. Maybe someone told you. Maybe it's not everything that you found. Maybe you had friends in common and it's not just social media, but maybe someone actually told you that this person is already planning to get married, or they already got married, or they're planning a family, or they got a pet together. There's an aura of seriousness when it comes to their relationship. And you have to understand that you have to take a step back, really. And I know that you're in pain and that you're suffering, but you have to understand. And when we are in karmic relationships that are not meant to be, maybe it was a path of this person, maybe even this person is their soulmate, who knows? Again, we're not supposed to care. We're supposed to wish them well. Because if they are karmic to you, it means that they weren't the real deal for you either. You wouldn't be able to build that happiness. It would be a house of cards. So I often, say, and a lot of people knows this, that many times it goes especially to men, unfortunately, right? Because with us women, we're a little bit different in relationships, right? We try, and we push, right? When we love someone, this is how they always say that when a woman wants and a woman loves, she chases, she texts, sends you texts, messages, she calls you, she insists, she pushes, she cries, she begs, she's emotional. The moment that is gone, it is because we're done. We're done. We're never going to ask again. We're never going to text again. We're done, right? It's like we reach our maximum and the bubble breaks. And we're like, I'm done with this. I have reached rock bottom. I'm moving away, right? And many times women, especially those that have some sort of a maturity, that want to grow, that want that family, that want that soulmate, they will have that period of time they will spend on their own. They will want to heal. They will want to spend time with, their soul family, their friends, and they really want to figure out what went wrong, because we're a little bit more connected to that inner world always. Whereas men operate differently. Men oftentimes stay in a relationship, and even if it seems like everything is normal, they're not trying, they're not pushing. But it happens, unfortunately, more with men, that they know that relationship is not going to work out. Yes, it comes from a distortion and lack of maturity. True divine masculine wouldn't do that. But unfortunately, it happens with many men that they look at you and they already know that you're not it. I will never propose to you. I will never live with you. I will never want to have children with you. But right now, I have some sort of feelings for you. It's also because of, physical aspect oftentimes of the relationship. I have someone to spend time with, to sleep with, right? And it's okay. But true men, and this is the secret, and this is what people often don't understand. Sorry for rambling, but I feel like this collective, you need to know this. True masculine energy, true feminine energy. The society tells us that women chase, because these days we are in masculine energy. We live in patriarchal society that kills off our femininity. So people oftentimes think that woman is the one that wants marriage, that wants babies, that wants live together, and a man is always afraid of commitment, and it's always not wanting that, it always wants to be free. But it's not true. When it comes to energy, including our inner energy, but outside, true masculine and true feminine, true divine masculine and true divine feminine. Women, we are creation, we are chaos, we are beyond we touch what's beyond the seen and heard and the linear time. We are the void, right? I always say this to guys, for the portal of our womb, somehow on some level, even if it's subconscious, if you're very dormant, young soul, we're chaos, because we're creation, because we're emotion, we're the wave, right? Whereas the man is a container. So a true masculine man is confident, is structure, is stability, is the builder of the physical world, right? So real men, and sometimes even those that are wounded and distorted, I always say this to you guys, they know first. They look upon us, and even if then things happen and maybe then they run away, they have some shadows they have to heal, They look at us, and from first moment they know. They know, right? They know. And when they know, true men, and again,